Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are having part 17 and probably the final part of Eastern Infantry only challenge campaign in original Rome Total War. So we have still 4 more settlements to take and I have promised you some fights against the Brutii. So I think here we will have the first of those. Let's see how we will fare, hopefully. Oh, we cannot even pull back. Okay, hopefully we have some high ground advantage over here. But yeah, it's soon time to begin pondering what's going to be the next challenge campaign. I have received some suggestions and I will put them to the vote. Channel members getting kind of more emphasis on their votes, but otherwise everyone can have their say what campaign to play next. At least one will be... Perhaps I'm getting ahead of things, but since the campaign is not won quite just yet. But one possibility is that we make Armenian migration campaign to British Isles and try to win from there. Another one could be, for example, peasants only. And perhaps at some point it would be nice to make kind of the replay of the first campaign that I made from Rome Total War to this channel, namely just basic Julii campaign without any challenges, just to enjoy the thing. But we will see, and of course it will be eventually in your hands.
Units, run!
Could we... perhaps strike the first blow? Okay. Well, those will come back, but they did suffer quite a few casualties. Good. So, the first strike was successful. Unfortunately, these guys are a bit winded. Did I? Oh. Yep. So we have the general charging at us, some gladiators. Perhaps we should just go. And let's leave some protection on the flank over there.
The enemy general shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
Okay, they are starting to fall apart.
By the gods, the enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Oh, Praetorians. Breaking quite nicely, to be honest. Yeah, we do have the momentum now. And there is pretty much nothing they can do about that. So this is going to be a rough day for Rome. Perhaps not quite enough. Oh, to wipe out the whole army. I should have tried to get those couple of kills more, but I mean, fair enough. I guess we have a second army waiting for us. Not quite, okay. But this army here is, and I think we should be able to beat them. To be honest, that was actually quite nice victory over the Brutii. The terrain is rather flat, so I guess we will just... Should we just use barbarian tactics against barbarians and charge them? Might be that I'm becoming a bit too overconfident, but let's see. So, you guys all advance. You charge those chosen swords, you charge those, you go after those, you go after those, you go after those, you after those, and you after those. And then we will use cavalry to, well, hopefully turn the, or rather make the decisive breach somewhere that will force the enemies to back off. Okay, if we could snipe the enemy general, that would be great. Okay, so much for the barbarian courage. Then again, so much for our courage. I guess this flank could use some help. Okay, we were unable to catch that. Oh, they're actually firing. Is that actually warband? Yeah, we don't want to engage it. And then we have this concentration of chosen swordsmen over here. That's actually beating everything we are throwing at them. Yeah. I mean, about that overconfidence. It was a victory, but yeah. It was, on the other hand, it quite wasn't a victory. I mean, in the early game, that would just have been horrible, horrible battle.
Ships ready! Aye, my lord! Disembark! Sire! Attack! Besieging settlement.
We have no allies in this. Oh! Okay, perhaps that might have been a mistake.
Mighty general! Attack! Victory is ours, mighty one! Engage the enemy! Glorious victory! Glorious victory! Engage the enemy!
So,
Settlement under siege, sir! Mighty general!
Mighty general. my liege. Mighty general, mighty general, mighty general, my liege. Mighty general, sire, mighty general. Leaving the army. Forward!
Out of moves, great lord.
Sire!
Sire, my liege.
My liege!
Onward! Engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Assassin ready. Death approaches. I obey.
Okay, perhaps we could do some murdering next turn as well.
My liege! Attack! Moves depleted, mighty lord.
My ears are yours, seeing but unseen.
Sire! Prepare for battle! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir. Mighty general! Onward! Attack! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement
Okay,
under siege,
that might
sir.
be a rather tough nut to crack.
Mighty general, orders, my liege. Mighty general, sire, sire, orders, sire, my liege, sire.
Well, really nice that we can retrain the troops here. And I think we do have the fleet here, yeah.
Aye, my lord. Out of moves, sire.
And perhaps we could send some troops from Sparta to Corinth. And we were advancing south here.
Mighty general! Engage
Kyrene
the enemy.
looks rather
Besieging
ripe for
settlement, sir.
taking.
Settlement under siege, sir.
Can we do something else still? We could... Or we are raising another army. Oh. I guess that could be built. And here, well, armor most definitely will be useful. But otherwise, I'm not sure that we can do that much. Do we have public order issues somewhere? Oscar? I mean, perhaps we could improve the garrison a bit. And there is this... Trier. Okay. Whoops about that. Do we have an assassin? No, we don't. Okay, so how many promises? Did we take something? No, we didn't. But maybe next turn, then. Okay. About difficult battles against Romans, I think we need to pull back. But they did not pursue. So Corinth is besieged. Dacia Mogontiacum is besieged. We have 3 Iberian infantries there. They are besieging it with some remains of some army. And practically, this is the reason I'm not building those farms in the early game, because it will make the end game in some situations so much more difficult. Actually, if we... Caliper... Could we actually move this guy out from Deva? Yes.
Onward! Onward!
Good.
Order!
And could we just auto-resolve?
Engage the enemy.
Let's try at least.
Glorious victory! This land is ours!
Oh, we have controlled that at some
Prepare
point.
for battle.
Faction leader. Perhaps we are not going to assault it quite just yet.
Mighty general,
You guys head for retraining.
no more
Acquincum will fall.
Victory is ours, mighty one. This land is ours.
And we don't want to have that one, but try the ball.
Assassin, ready. He's a dead man.
Mighty general, engage the enemy. March. Moves depleted, mighty lord.
So basically, it seems we can take Larissa.
Mighty general, prepare
So that's
for
actually going to be the
settlement under siege, sir. Orders, engage.
last settlement we do require.
Victory is ours, mighty one. Settlement captured.
We do have the fleet over here.
Disembark. Glorious victory.
And even our
Sire,
raw recruit
prepare for
can achieve something. And it's a victory. But we are not going to quit quite just yet. So we still have some Brutii to face. And we need to check the whole campaign map, if there is some interesting over there. And we can take Larissa straight away.
glorious victory. We have conquered.
Let's get rid of this and this, and then we need to combine some troops a bit
Orders, sire.
more.
Orders, orders. My liege, mighty general, sire. My liege, my liege, mighty general, mighty general. Orders.
Vetias the infantryman. Okay, that's nice. Infantry commander genius. Well, that's impressive. So we don't quite have the strength to go at Thessalonica straight away. Perhaps, just perhaps, we should actually build a trireme and do some tactical maneuvering from Larissa's port, since Athens looks quite ripe for taking. Then again, perhaps I shouldn't be making too many of the plans anymore, since, well, we don't need to really do that much.
We're surrounded.
Well, let's see about facing those Romans. This is going to be a tough battle. No doubt about that. And we do have some slight, well, rather nice high ground advantage, it seems. So let's utilize it and see if we can pull off a similar miracle to the last battle against Romans. So you guys head over there, you head over there, and let's see how the Brutii will fare. Cavalry Auxilia General. Okay. So basically, I think we need to... Oh!
God smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed and his men lose heart.
That was a bit of a surprise. I thought they would not charge like that. Then again, I guess we lost more troops. No, not quite. Proportionally. And I guess once again we just have to take the initiative and get going. Okay, and I think we need to get where the battle is mainly fought, if we want to win the battle. Well, some of the Romans are actually beginning to break. That charge was just horrible. Another horrible charge. Perhaps we could take down the Roman cavalry over there. How are you guys doing? Fighting against some elite hastati and whatnot. I mean, you could charge. Okay, so this flank we have kind of achieved something. So the Romans are not seeming quite so invincible anymore. Even though these are really experienced troops, at least some of them. Perhaps we could use you guys to make a bit more of a surrounding move. Okay. So once again, the Romans are beginning to feel quite invincible. Ah! This is just... I mean, come on. There is that auxilia coming and we need to disrupt that early legionary cohort if we want to rally any of our troops over there. So basically we cannot win unless we manage to get their attention for a while. Okay, now we still have a fighting chance. Any more of you guys feeling like running? Or rather, rallying? So could we beat that early legionary cohort with these troops alone? Let's try. We cannot have too much help from the general anymore. And there is that auxiliary unit coming at us. Okay, we actually need to send that one unit to fight against it. Finally we got in a proper charge. Okay, it seems our cavalry is kind of depleted. Hooray! Take that, Romans, you're not that frightening. Yeah, that was interesting battle. For the moment I thought that we clearly had this, and then I thought that we clearly hadn't this, and then we managed to pull off a victory. But by no means an easy victory.
Victory is ours!
Well, that's a nice general. Where is he located? Okay, in Massilia. Well, I could perhaps bring him here to have a new army. And Trier, yeah. We are doing great over there. Perhaps we should send some reinforcements to Bordersholm. So...
Mighty General. Mighty General. My liege. Sire. Sire. Mighty General.
My liege,
Sire.
forward! Attack! Mighty General,
My liege.
prepare for battle! Victory is ours, mighty one! Assassin, ready. Death approaches. By your will, by your will. Moves depleted, sir. Orders?
I guess these guys are not in that much of a shape to strike at Athens. But perhaps with the help of some of these, that could be pulled off.
Sire. Sire. My liege. Sire. Orders? Sire.
My liege, march! Aye, my lord. Disembark, my liege. Prepare for battle, my liege. To the ships.
Could we land somewhere nearby? On this side of the settlement?
Yes, mighty
Yeah.
lord. Disembark, my liege.
Attack! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir. Mighty general. Mighty general.
Aye, great lord. Ships ready. Aye, great lord.
My liege. Orders? Orders?
Attack! The sea is yours, great lord. Yes, mighty lord.
Okay, good. I think we'll have one clash with the Brutii, and then that's going to be the final battle of this episode. Unless, of course, some of the enemies decide to start doing something nasty. But we will see. And of course we could send this army heading to the last Numidian settlement. Okay, let's have a turn. And... okay, about that difficult battle against Brutii. Are we kind up to the task? In this? I doubt it. It's not nice to kind of end the battle in, or rather the campaign in a losing battle. But perhaps this one. Yeah, we will try this one out. And once again, the high ground is ours. Should we actually... Yeah, we most definitely should pull back over here. Even though it's a bit of a corner camping, but... Let's try to array the troops so that it's not... Well, I just cannot get anywhere. It will be corner camping, but I'm going to do it anyway. Is that cavalry unit? Could we encourage it to flee? Is it cavalry auxilia? Yeah, it is. And as it's right next to the corner, or rather the boundary of the battle map, perhaps we could encourage it to leave. Almost. So let's wait for the Brutii to get here. They are doing some maneuvering. Fresh warmed up. And they probably will be a bit tired before reaching us. Well, I guess we need to march a bit onwards. Perhaps it will help the AI to make up its mind.
Move with all haste! Awaiting your command! March! Awaiting your command!
And it's time to go. Principes, Hastati. So it's actually pre-Marian army. I thought it was post-Marian. Well, no matter. I think we will just engage them. And we are through. But the other flank is not holding against early legionaries and legionaries. It might very well be that we will actually end up losing the battle in this case. Let's see if we could break this flank of the enemies. What's going to happen with cavalry charges like this? And it seems all of our middle and the other flank are gone. Yeah. It was fun as long as it lasted, so perhaps I should have kept a bit tighter rein in the formation. Could we get you guys routing as well, so we could lose the battle a bit faster?
Our army has been...
It seems I need to take another fight. So that's interesting. It seems to be a kind of a pattern that in the initial charts we kind of managed to gain the advantage, but then as the battle progresses we will eventually lose it and the Romans will be gaining the upper hand. And quite significantly, to be honest. Do we have a spy in here? No, we don't. We have a spy here.
Mighty General, engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir. Orders, engage the enemy!
And that's it for Germania.
Victory is ours, mighty one! We have conquered!
Though it's questionable whether or not we can keep the settlements, perhaps this guy could be a better governor.
Leaving the army. Move out! Mighty General, my liege. Move out! Combining troops.
Perhaps a bit. So yeah, we would need to retrain that army. Perhaps if we sally forth, we could have the final battle we want. I don't think I want to play a siege battle
Sire!
as the last one, because, well, they do take time.
Sire! Mighty General. Attack!
Okay, some Praetorians, onagers, whatnot. The challenge has been given. Let's see how we will fare.
On my orders! Units!
So basically what we want to do is to get the cavalry units out first, because the enemy will probably move, and then we can begin harrying them.
With all haste! Units!
Okay,
Units! Move out quickly!
this is not exactly what I expected them to do. And let's quit it with that triple speed before I get my general killed. Okay, they should break momentarily. Hopefully. This is actually going rather badly for the bodyguard. Well, at least we managed to break it, but... the cost was rather high. Let's see if we could get rid of those onagers. Big rocks don't respect rank, and we actually don't want to lose our ranking officer. And all this maneuvering is making them tired. Well, probably we are as well. What? I guess we need our general over there. Uh-oh. There is a high possibility for disaster. Okay, so let's not give the Romans a chance to catch their breath. So let's get going. And you two head against the cavalry. You face Praetorians. You two against the Hastati. You against those Praetorians. You three against those Praetorians. You three against those. And you four against the legionary cohort. And let's see if we have what it takes to smash through. Once again, that flank will remain rather vulnerable. Of course, we have the highest numbers over there. So if we can begin to roll up this flank, we should be in good position. Good. And even though if this battle is... and we are once again crumbling from the middle. So I guess we need to just keep these guys at bay for a while.
The enemy general has been killed. Now we will see the measure of these soldiers' courage.
Okay, I think you can come here to join us. Okay, they are all routing. So we have some legionaries, some Praetorians. some open gates over there. Okay, I need you guys to form a line so we can take the charge of those Praetorians. And I need you guys to form up over there. Okay, at least that hostility is gone. There is that legionary cohort coming. I think we should be able to beat it. And you guys get over there and get into formation. Perhaps you need to be sacrificed to slow down those Praetorians so that we can engage that legionary cohort properly. Good. Chase them off the battle map. Okay, and it's victory, even though it was a disaster because we lost our best general, the infantryman guy, and faction leader, but I guess there is some kind of a symbolism for it's time to finishing the campaign, because, well, we lost the infantryman here. Okay, so let's see about the battle map, or rather campaign map. So Egypt has done rather well. About, yeah, this front is really poorly defended, so basically this army should be able to beat this guy and take Saiwa, and then probably take all of these as well. So we would have curbed the Egyptian strength quite a bit with these. About here they are fighting probably against Pontus, so most of their troops are here. Perhaps they're fighting against Parthia, okay, here as well. Scythia looking rather weak. Dacians not looking really strong. I think we would have rather stomped over them with the armies. We could have brought here from Mediolanum and Patavium. The Brutii, perhaps the most interesting foe. So we could have stabbed them in the back, take Byzantium and Tylis rather easily, Bulatora as well. And then I think with these troops, with some reinforcements from Sparta, we could have taken Athens. Thermon rather lightly defended some, so retraining these troops in Larissa, bringing in some reinforcements would have caused Thermon to fall. Then Thessalonica, we would just have to beat the enemy armies one by one, or then make some kind of sneak attack so they don't have all of their strength to defend Thessalonica. But otherwise, I think Brutii, beating them would have been doable. The Greeks, Pergamum, easily could be taken. Rhodes, some difficulties, probably armored hoplites. I don't know. But it would have been a rather tough nut to crack, because we could have landed only a limited number of armies at one go. Scythia, yeah, their strength is already broken and it seems stations are moving after them. But yeah, this is it for this campaign. I have to say that this has been one of the best challenge campaigns, if not the best challenge campaigns I have played. Really difficult beginning, but and even the later game was not that easy. But eventually, when you get enough provinces, you can begin to kind of steamroll the enemies, no matter what units you have. But yeah, this is everything for today, so thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, suggest new campaigns. And if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, and very special thanks to existing channel members Napoleon Complex, Kosakusar, Mark Anthony, Bluey Eye Wolf. Your support is greatly treasured. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.